once again. I'm Gadi Levy Golan. Can you hear me?
I don't think you're on. There we go. Now you're on. You're good.
Is my voice on? Do I need to do anything technically?
No, you're good. You're good.
All right,
Go
so
ahead.
here we start. We go again. Good morning. Welcome everyone to Thrive once again. Beautiful morning of chi moving and energy patterns. Thank you to Thrive and to Jordan. I'm Gadi Levy Golan, and I'll guide you through an hour of energy patterns, chi energy patterns, and particularly the question of how chi affects your brain. How does chi and movement and repetitive movement and energy patterns affects our brain? We will answer first is how repetitive patterns, energy patterns, build stronger neural connection in our brain. Second is the rewards we receive from our brain during the practice, the daily practice. And the third is connecting to our higher self. How do we connect to our higher, both cognitively and motorically, the higher self? We know we have different levels of cognitive abilities. When we sleep, it's zero. When we still dream, but in terms of being awake, our awareness is down, and when we're very alert, sharp, it's focused, it's concentration, our concentration at best. So that's a higher self, right? You can drive and talk and pay attention to everything around you. You're using elements of this higher self. Okay, it's all about connections, neural connections, neural connections. Go back to the first part. How does the repetitive, we're now using a vertical energy pattern. Here's your toy. The toy is rolling forward, and it can roll back like a wheel, but the wheel is not just on the ground, it also encompasses all of us, all of me, all of you. So here's a repetitive energy pattern. How does it build strong neural connection in our brain? Well, shall we continue? So we back to this energetic pattern, the vertical energy pattern. We mentioned the two parts, the visual cortex and the motoric cortex. They have to talk to one another in order for us to move like this in a repetitive energy pattern. During each energy pattern that we practice, let's go back now. we strengthen the ties between those two parts of our brain. And that increases neural connection. How it happens? When one nerve cell talks to another nerve cell, and you are getting smarter. You are getting smarter. We'll see how. Carry a ball and flip the ball. When I flip the ball again, my center line has moved on to this leg. I flip the ball this way and I'm on this leg. So we are connecting action to motion. We also link those cells by paying attention to movement. And you can extrapolate this repetitive energy pattern like flipping the ball here in North Pole to South Pole. It builds strong neural connection, neural structure of synapses, connecting your memory to the motion. If we do now, Lion plays with the ball, carry a ball, and we move it now vertically, and you'll see tomorrow or the next lesson or the previous lesson, Lion plays with the ball and you do it, your memory retains this movement. And now there's connection between your memory and your motion, between your memory to your motor cortex in the brain, motoric cortex. So, white crane spread wings, we open the body and we close the body. We open and expand, close the body and contract. The second question we wanted to ask today is about the rewards we receive from our own brain during the practice. What kind of rewards? Oh, great rewards. The most unexpected reward is dopamine. The dopamine is released when we exhale and sigh. Inhale deeply. Exhale and sigh. Or when we experience a dosage of joy, we hear a joke, we laugh, we're happy for some reason, our dopamine is released. Researchers shows that our motivation is also controlled by the neurotransmitter dopamine. It helps us to be more alert, and it's given to people as medicine, even if they're a bit passive, too passive. Of course, if they're lethargic. Dopamine also helps our cognitive ability by increasing attention to details and self-awareness connected to memory and language. Well, now you know, white cranes spread wings, it's language. Memory is that you remember. But don't just remember to open and close your hands. I want you to pay attention to the foot. It's empty. And now let's do just the lower body. This one is full and this is empty. When I've done that, this one is empty and this one is full. So it's an absolute yin-yang. 100% of our body weight is here, 0 there. And when we go the other way, 100% is here and 0 there. That's called full and empty. These two values of yin and yang are the most significant values here, more than the open and close. Why? Because they, empty and full, involves the force of gravity. Here, gravity doesn't know about us, but once we place the foot and I deliver my body weight, To that leg, I go down with gravity, and now we are one, connected to earth, using gravity, riding the wave of gravity. Empty and full. Inhale. Last one, feet together. Feet together, let's move our hip joints in circles. And rotate. Yeah. Feeling of joy. Absolutely. Smile to yourself. Activate those smile lines in your facial muscles. They do only good. I want to warm up my knees. Warm up your knees. Release the synovial fluid. Okay, now the other way. Another neurotransmitter is serotonin. Serotonin, which has a direct effect on our mood. It's also referred to as the happiness hormone. Those endorphins are great. They connect synapses, connections in our brain. So serotonin is another neurotransmitter that's released during the repetitive energy pattern. And we're going to take the wave now. It's a repetitive energy pattern. Wave, we start to flow and push the river. Of course, we need our imagination. River is flowing up to our belly button, and we put our hands under the water and we push. We breathe in and we breathe out. Inhale, we're in the sky. Exhale, we're underwater. Now let's start to turn the wheel, right? Let's start to turn the wheel. That wheel of energy that we are wheeling, that we are turning, and that it's let's go first the outside, then the inside. Let's go the other way. Yes, when we do that, we activate the body, we increase our feeling of vitality. In certain cases, it's also can ease pain, the release of serotonin. Sometimes it helps us heal faster, allows better control of our emotional intelligence. Go the other way, smaller. Now small circles, so it's a small wheel. With my other toy that resembles our dantian. Dantian, I go around it. I go around this ball and it starts to turn. It's turning this way when I turn the ball this way. And when I go in this direction, it turns the inner ball this way. That inner ball is referred to as the lower dantian, or our center of our body, the central equilibrium, center of our body weight. And we want to turn it around in small circles so we can find the middle axis of this circle. That means we connect to our own center line. We create neural connections between our body and mind. The muscular structure of the lower dantian forming this ball is your stomach, your pelvic floor, and your lower back muscles. Everything around here participates in that small movement. I want you to feel it. Excellent. Go the other way, and we move on. Okay, let's release. Now the hands are wonderful suction cups of energy, but we release and loosen them up. They work too hard. We don't want lactic acid to accumulate in the muscle. So we use them as swords and we chop the air. Chop, 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 chop. We also swing forward and back. This time we focus our middle finger on some point on the horizon, and we lock the eyes on that target, and we now create muscle to eye connection. nerve to muscle connection, optic energy, visual energy to the physical energy. Change legs. We also sharpen the focus in our mind because we locked on a target, our eyes on one spot. We are focusing, and now we embrace the sky. Elbows outside means rib cage expand. Means lungs don't just breathe shallow to the top of the lung. I want deep, like a whale, like a dolphin, big mammals underwater. So we take one deep gulp of air. And we release. Here's your sigh. Deep inhalation. Exhale, ride the wave of gravity and sigh, relax. We can do it more gently. We don't have to get so up and down so much. We can do, you might recognize already, yes, the tiger goes out. Tiger resembles your inner strength. Right? You can't climb a mountain without inner strength, perseverance, inner powers. The mountain resembles stability. Be stable as a mountain. Flow like the great river. So we're flowing up, chi rises, chi expands, chi sinking down. Chi rise, spirit rise. Chi sinking down. Chi rise, spirit rise. Expand, sinking down. All right. Now we gather chi and we release it. Gather chi and we release it. Come back to feet together. Sink down, rise with an inhale, gather chi, and release. See what happens now. I don't expand the hands anymore. My body recognizes this pattern. It says, oh, I know this pattern. It's like the wheel backward, wheel forward, yes. And so instead of going sideways, expand, I finish the release here and I slide back. And that's the easiest way back. The shortest way back. The most effortlessly. This way, that's what Tai Chi is. Moves the body in different energy pattern. Well, that's Qigong is the internal movement of the power. Tai Chi provides us with energy patterns from 5 elements, from 12 animals, from different areas of traditional Chinese medicine. So we said the rewards of the brain. We said dopamine, serotonin, but the third part of our topic is how to connect to the higher self. How do this has to do, this energy pattern, the cloud hands, how does it lift me up to my higher self? Both cognitively and motorically. We said the visual cortex, following with the eyes, this hand, the motoric cortex are now friends. We connected between them. And we created connections. Neural connections. How does that take us to your higher self? Let's see. let's release. The times we live in. We live in times with a lot of unknown. And unknown is uncomfortable. We're not in a comfort zone to be in the unknown. It requires to overcome sometimes anxiety, sometimes frustration, and over worries about our health. It's serious. One second, I need to connect the computer to the electricity, tells me. Yeah. Sorry, take care of technical problems. So, never mind, where were we? Let's start new. I said we have to overcome stress, frustration, anxiety, and worry about our health. That's a serious concern of ourselves and our loved ones. And all this uncertainty in life requires that we provide the body, besides the cortisol, which is a stress hormone, accumulates and doesn't do any good for us. The opposite awakens things that are waiting to expand, diseases or issues, health issues. When we do the repetitive energy pattern, we release the negative baggage, can release the stress out of our body, can release tension. So do it with vigor, do it with joy. If you don't bring your joy and enthusiasm into the practice, you won't do it. But if you will bring your joy and enthusiasm into the practice, just like you bring a joy, you can say, release the stress, release, say, let go the tension, cha, cha, and it happens automatically. But if you tell yourself and talk to yourself, it's even better. You created more connections. We said linguistic. Okay, let's choose another pattern. We hold the rope of our boat and we pull the boat. Pull the boat, we start to rotate our spine. This way and that way. And this way and that way. That rotation, just like the dragon that sleeps at the bottom of the back, the lower back, it rises along the spinal column up to the head when we do these spiral movements for the spine. So we release those good endorphins, dopamine, serotonin during the practice, and we basically lowering the risk of depression. We increase our self-esteem. We support our cognitive function on a higher level because we're moving transitions of the body. We coordinate left and right hemispheres of the brain. We support the cognitive level, cognitive functions of our brain, sending them to a higher level. And also by sharpening focus and concentration. I mean, let's do the ultimate focus and concentration is the bow and arrow. You are now in the Olympic Games, you shooting an arrow with the bow. So now you need to stretch the bow to aim, to release. These are three energies together. The physical energy, the stretch of muscles and joints and ligaments. The optical, visual energy, light wave of aiming. The mental energy of aiming and wanting to hit the target. So mental energy, visual energy, and physical energy. And upon the moment of release of the arrow, we release all the air out of our lungs, and that immediate sigh releases the neurotransmitters from the brain. So do it together, feel it happening. Release the sigh, have a big smile on your face. Inhale. Yes, we did it. This fake joy that we generate, sometimes the brain cannot differentiate and it releases the good neurotransmitters. So fake joy is great too. Let's take the first movement of Tai Chi, which is called the roll back. We're rolling back energy into our body. We start to notice that from North Pole to South Pole, we exhale, deep inhalation from South Pole to North Pole. But what I'd like you to notice is not the North and South, not the inhale and exhale, that's obvious, but the poles themselves, the pause at the end of a round. Here I'm exhaling, pause. I'd like you to notice this pause. Pause, inhale, pause, exhale. Remembering the pauses ensures that we are in the zone, in the chi flow zone. You may ask why? What did it have to do? And I'll tell you that from the moment they cut your umbilical cord, you started to breathe in and out. You don't need anyone to tell you how to breathe. And the brain is unnecessary in that sense. The memory is not, and your guidance is not necessary. You're an automatic pilot. I mean, you can be thinking of the past or the future and still breathe. But if you remember the pause, inhale, pause, exhale, you are now ensuring nowness. Nowness means you are fully present here and now. You're not in the future, you're not in the past, you're fully present. Pause, inhale. Yeah, otherwise your mind can be like a monkey jumping to wandering. He's a wanderer. I can be exhaling and thinking, oh, my tummy, I didn't eat breakfast today, what will I do? I can inhale. Think about the coffee that I may drink. No, when I pause, I don't think of anything besides exhale, go with gravity, pause, inhale, spirit rise, exhale, pause, inhale, pause. That brings us to nowness, puts us in a level of chi flow zone. Let's go back to the wave. See how nice and flowing is our chi here. It's been refined. Our chi is flowing and it's refined. How do you refine your chi? Chi is refined by its characteristics that you give it. To flow effortlessly is one characteristic of Tai Chi. Also the pace, to keep same pace. Don't start, stop, like a road with lights, street lights, traffic lights. No, you're on the highway. You are continuous. The continuity of the motion and the continuous pace, the same pace, these all gives the chi a certain character of flowing. Water element. Yeah, your chi is refined, means the rotation of 1, 2, 3 joints are flowing directly to the kidney behind it. One directly back to the kidney behind it. And now 2 feet parallel, we're going to horizontal circles. We worked today on this pattern with the wave. We worked on it with the line plays with the ball and with the vertical energy pattern forward and backward. These were vertical energy and frontal. Now we're going horizontal energy. Horizon, horizontal. How do we create horizontal energy? We place our hands on top of the water, one water level. We keep the hands on the same level, but we draw a circle in this hand and a circle in that hand, not together, one at a time. 1, 2, 1, 2. We created 2 tornadoes, 2 energy cycles here that now can travel, first the outside, then the inside. I need my imagination to move the water. I need my imagination to start traveling inwards towards my inner landscape. If there's a tornado here happening under this, I want to find the eye of the storm and start to travel towards my elbows. You will realize your elbows is doing the same circle as the palm, but on a smaller scale. And then I continue from elbow to my shoulders. And I see that the shoulders are doing the same pattern like the hands on the water, but on a smaller scale. And if the shoulders, I travel to my hip joints. If the hip joints are doing these circles, then my spine definitely follows. And if my spine is in the game, my entire body, every cell in the body is now listening to this spinal cord, spinal column spiraling up and down, up and down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Every cell in my body is now being rewarded by this energy that the hands have generated. Let's give them a bit of a break. Say thank you to the shoulder muscles. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We don't want lactic acid in the muscles and then it's pain. Fake pain, it disperses after a while. So feet parallel this way, bottom facing you, and I start to circulate big circles, and eventually I'll find the eye of the storm. They'll become smaller circles, until I really feel that under my palms there's like energy going on in circles, develops a whirlpool of water, and that whirlpool start to travel to my elbows, joints, lower back, middle back, upper back, back foot to front foot. Ooh, circles in the feet. Massage your feet with this energy. Massage all around your foot. Climb to your knees. Feel the knees, the blessed knees. They are the Achilles heel of Tai Chi and Qigong. We're not lying on a mattress like in yoga, which is great. Now we're standing on our knees from start to end, and our knees needs extra love and care. Let's give it to them. Let's give them the extra love and care. Change the directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So back to the first question we asked, how Tai Chi affects our brains to the higher self. I'm reminding us that the deeper breathing, the deep breath, now we place the hands on the water. We're in a nice pond, sweet water level up to here, to our chest. We create our own private pond. It's mine, private, it's mine. It's yours. And you let the inner mud sink, because it was raining this morning, right? At least here. So we let the inner mud sink in and sink down. And as we mentioned, inner mud can be mental, can be emotional. Over-worrying is the connection between these two. The heart-mind. So we let go of the baggage, we release, we let it sink down to the bottom, to our pelvic floor. Physically, we sink to our pelvic floor. Mentally, we want all the, mentally and We want to release everything to our urine and let it go out. So now we created tranquility. Hands on the water, palms on the water are tranquil, and then an acorn fall in the center of the pond, and the ripple waves start to take us away. We ride the waves with a deep inhalation. We release a sigh, a big sigh. Yes. Sit down, take a deep breath. Release the breath before you throw the stone or the acorn. And with the ripple waves, you start to inhale again. Deep inhalation. Sink down. I need to press a button here. Keep going. One more. Raise your arms. Okay. And one last one. Sink down. Inhale deeply. The deep inhalation, the deeper breathing has a great effect. You exchange the gases in your lungs, in your blood system. You oxygenate your blood system. You release with the sigh the neurotransmitters, connecting you to a better version of yourself. More relaxed, aware, comfortable, happy, whatever you want yourself to be. Wish it to yourself and become it. Last one we said, and it can't stop. It keeps going. So nice. So pleasant. We're coming to a soul celebration. Not in terms of finishing the class. Usually how we finish the class is with this movement. But this time just to bring us to a more peaceful. The last part of the practice should be very calm and relaxed. We have now 15-20 minutes to reach this level of calm and relax on a deeper level. This is now meditation in motion. The part of the session that moves into the meditation in motion, and if you will, if you want, and you will do it, you turn it into medication in motion. You turn meditation in motion because of everything we've said so far. Neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, deeper breath, all of it coming together into a deep relaxation. Let go of all this information and trust that it's there. All you need to do is push the monkey's face. Here is the monkey. Can you see the monkey? The monkey wants to hop over to my nose, and I don't want him to. So I take a deep breath. Wait, feet together, parallel, feet parallel first. I push the monkey, and I inhale to fill my lungs. When I push the monkey, I come first to my shoulder, and I slide one hand on top of the other, and flip the monkey, and send the other hand down to a deep inhalation. Down and up, shoulder slide forward, turn the monkey. Flip the monkey. Flip, rotate. I'm rotating the monkey, but I'm rotating my spine too. Look at it from the back. I'll show it to you from the back. So monkey, inhale, 180 degrees. 180 degrees from back to front. Nice range for your spine, for your neck muscles, for your neck vertebrae. Remember the dragon, when it rotates and spirals and coils, it sends the dragon up the spinal column, meaning the spinal fluids rising up to the head, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. All right, all right. Did very well. I see some of your little pictures. I can see the movement is right. It's beautiful. We're taking this, expand and contract. Now you can inhale and expand your lower dantian. Big belly, Buddha belly. It's called Buddhist breathing. And when you exhale, you contract. That is deep abdominal breathing. You use your diaphragm, you push it down. And your entire body starts to be like a balloon, one big balloon. What we want to do now is learn the opposite breath, the Taoist breathing. Unlike the Buddhist breathing, when you fill up your lungs, even the lower part of the lungs, and it expands, your stomach muscles, everything all around here expands, and then contracts. Unlike this, the Taoist does the opposite. You fill up your lungs, but you contract the lower dantian. So you fill up your lungs, but this contracts. And when I release the air from my lungs, this expands. So, now let's try and do it breath only without moving. This is a deeper level meditation to activate the lower dantian by now. Now, how do you contract your lower dantian? First, before we do it, you may ask, wait a minute. When I was a child, my grandma didn't teach me how to contract and expand my lower dantian. What is this? How do you do it? I'll tell you, it's very easy. It has a north pole, kippa, and has a south pole. The south pole is our perineum. We lift our perineum up when we inhale, and we let the perineum drop upon an exhale. So inhale, perineum up, exhale, let it drop. Let's do. Inhale, perineum up, exhale, drop. Big relaxation. Let's stay still for 1 minute. It's worth trying it. It's worth getting control of the brain over this area called lower dantian. So inhale, I contract. Fill up your lungs to the max. And release with a sigh, drop down the pelvic floor and the perineum. Inhale, lift it up all the way to your throat. Drop down. Okay, I'll start here. I'm going to contract my lower dantian, but I'm going to inhale to my lungs. Change legs. Nice arch between the knees. I contract my dantian and I inhale. Exhale. Gather your chi. Release your chi. Be generous with your chi. Release. Give your happiness to everyone around you. Give your high energy levels to everyone around you. You're now playing with your energy. You take it to the rest of your day, into your routine, knowing you can play with your energy, you can control your energy with high energy level, and you can provide, you can give it to everyone around you, everyone around you. Then together, do this and just look around you and see that you are a powerhouse of energy. You are a powerhouse of energy. It's all around you and it's inside you, and you can project. And if someone doesn't see it, when you just smile to them, open your arms without touching, from far away. Okay, open arms. Let's embrace the sky. Don't miss an opportunity to sigh. You know why. Cha. Inhale. Up, spirit rise. Exhale down. Cha. Inhale up, spirit rise. Exhale down. Another lovely Tai Chi energy pattern is called grasp the sparrow's tail. Grasp the sparrow's tail. This is your branch, and there's a little birdie here, sparrow. And in order not to disturb the bird, you take a deep breath and gently you place one palm on top of the other, holding the bird's tail, but creating a structure. There's structure between your legs, a nice arch, yeah, back leg, front foot, and also a structure here. You are very, very structured. Okay, roll back, press down. That's grasp the sparrow's tail. Roll back, notice that I become vertical energy pattern. I drop my elbow, and now I'm going down to gravity, south pole and north pole, down. And what I'm basically doing is when I go down here, I roll back and front, back and front. I start to turn this cycle forward. I'm creating an energy rolling forward on this side of my body. Five, 4, inhale deeply, 3, no rush, 2, exhale, 1. Now let's do the other side. Sweep 4 legs. Here's the branch. How do we raise the branch? It's floating back to water level. Was a branch underwater, but still connected to the tree. The tree pulls it up. Let it go underwater and pull it up. Let it float. The birdie came. There's a sparrow here. Now the pattern, the energy pattern is here. A nice vertical energy that flows forward, rolls forward and rolls back. Rolls forward, down and back up. Exhale down, inhale up. Let's do it 10 more times. 9. Slow down. 8. We refine our energy. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Sink down, cross hands, inhale up, exhale down. Look at your chi field, it's so huge, so you're reaching out, you're coming back in. You're reaching out with your chi, you're touching your chi all around you, and you dive back in, gathering chi inside, accumulating and expressing your chi. Cha. Let's carry a nice 8 and flow in the 8 movement. Remember with the dragon last time, we were at the spiraling, coiling movements, twisting movements of the spine through the 8. Number 8 is a beautiful energy pattern. North pole to south, south pole to north. Exhale down, inhale up. And change hands. Okay, and now we place this 8 lying down, 2 hands together, diagonal up, all around, diagonal up, all around. 1. And be generous with your hip joints rising all the way to the side of your body. Go side, feel the 8 wrapping you around. Nice, beautiful wraparound energy enveloping you. Swim in an 8 energy pattern. Oh, we're getting so close to the end. I'm so not ready to end. We just started. I feel like the energy is now starting to vibrate. I'll speak while we're on cloud hands. We use the cloud hands as an intermediary energy pattern. It's wonderful, 2 different turbines in each hand, and our spine rotating left and right. And I can tell you that I love being here at Thrive. It's a wonderful setup, wonderful mechanism of society to overcome difficulties. The fact that you got up and came here and stood in front of the digital in order to move your body and mind and create connections and neural connections between them means a lot about you. You're definitely using your higher self. It's much easier to stay in bed now. It's much easier to just go to the fridge. And you are winners, all of you. So I'm proud of you, and I am grateful for being part of this group, this community. I invite you also to visit my YouTube channel, subscribe, Gadi Levy Golan. And I also see that Jordan, thank you Jordan, he also created a YouTube channel of Thrive, so those videos are also there, you can find them there. Those of you that want to enrich themselves even further and do a course, I've written a book called The Key to Chi, and I have a course that based on the book, and it prepares you to become instructors. Life in Motion, my academy, Tai Chi Gong Academy, can provide you, after you complete the course, with a certificate, an instructor certificate in our system. If you want to hear more privately about it, talk to me about it, write to me, reach out, and I'll send you information. How do we do the course? Via Zoom, online. How do I teach you, examine you, enrich you with all this material. It's a workbook in English for the book that goes along with the book, and the course is an instructor course of Tai Chi Gong. Let's all finish with soul celebration. Soul celebration, spiral down, and dedicate the movement to gratitude. Hail to loving kindness. And C for compassion. Thank you for coming. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. See you next week. All the best.